I'm a bad bitch and I got bad anxiety. People call me rude cause I ain't letting them try me. Saying I'm a hoe cause I'm in love with my body. Issues but nobody I can talk to about it. They keep saying I should get help, but I don't even know what I need. They keep saying speak your truth, and at the same time say they don't believe. Man, excuse me while I get into my feelings for a second. Usually I keep it in, but today I gotta tell it. Not that anybody gives a fuck anyway, but everybody talking shit probably sucks anyway. Yeah, I don't even know how.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Real, Raw, and Uncut. I am your host, De'Erica. Let's talk about something people love to whisper about. Mental health. Not the polished up version you see on posters. Not the think positive version people throw at you when they don't know what else to say. I'm talking about the real thing. The part of your life that shapes how you think, how you feel, and how you survive the moments no one else sees. Mental health is the weight that you carry when you wake up already tired. It's the thoughts that won't quiet down, the emotions that hit harder than you expected, and the pressure to pretend you're fine when you're anything but. It's also your resilience, your ability to keep moving even when the ground feels unsteady. Your captivity to reach out, to connect, to heal on your own time. And here's the truth. Struggling doesn't make you weak. Feeling overwhelmed doesn't make you dramatic. Asking for help does not make you a burden. It makes you human. On The Real, Raw, and Uncut, we don't hide from these conversations. We walk straight into them with honesty, with courage, and with compassion. So if you're listening right now and something in your chest feels heavy, take a deep breath. You're not alone in this. And you deserve support from people you can trust. We're told to push through, stay strong, keep it together, but nobody talks about what it costs to keep pretending. Here's the kind of weight people carry that doesn't show up on x-rays. A heaviness that sits behind the smile, behind the small talk, behind the I'm fine. It's the weight of trying to hold yourself together when your mind feels like pulling apart. It's pulling you apart. The weight of showing up for everybody else while quietly wondering who's showing up for me. People see your job, your clothes, your routine. They don't see the nights where you lay in bed replaying every mistake you've ever made. Healing isn't pretty. People love to talk about healing like it's a straight line. Like it's a sunrise, a breakthrough, a perfect moment where everything suddenly makes sense. But if you actually lived it, you know better. It isn't pretty. It isn't soft music. It isn't a dim light. It's work. It's uncomfortable. It's facing the parts of yourself you spent years trying not to look at. Healing is the night you finally admit you're not okay. It's the morning you decide to try again, even though yesterday drained you. It drained you from everything you had. It's the conversation you didn't want to have, the truth you didn't want to say, and the emotion you didn't want to feel. And here's the part that people don't talk about. Healing doesn't always feel good while it's happening. Sometimes it feels like you're breaking. Sometimes it feels like you're losing. Sometimes it makes you feel like starting over from scratch. But every step, every shaky, uncertain, imperfect step is movement. It's progress. It's you choosing yourself even when it's hard. On the Real, Raw, and Uncut, we honor that kind of healing. That kind that's messy, that kind that's slow, the kind that doesn't look like a movie, but looks like real life. If you're listening right now, and you're somewhere in the middle of a healing journey, take a deep breath. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're doing the brave work of becoming. This is the Real, Raw, and Uncut. And this is what healing looks like. There's something heavier in the symptoms people live with. Something quieter, something sharper, and far more isolating. Stigma. It's the judgment in someone's eyes when you finally open up. The silence in the room when you say that you're struggling. It's the way people shift, change the subject, or pretend they don't hear you. Stigma tells you to hide, to shrink, to pretend your pain doesn't exist because it makes other people uncomfortable. But here's the truth. Stigma doesn't protect anyone. It only pushes people deeper into their struggles, alone and unheard. Mental health challenges are real. They're human, they're a part of life. Not a character flaw, not a failure, not a reason to be dismissed. And on the Real, Raw, and Uncut, we refuse to let the stigma have the last word. We talk about things people avoid. We say the quiet parts out loud. We create a space of honesty, compassion, and connection. If you're listening right now and you've ever felt judged for what you've gone through or going through, hear this. You're not the problem, the stigma is. And together we can break it. One real, raw, uncut conversation at a time. Anxiety isn't always the loud, dramatic thing people imagine. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's invincible. Sometimes it's the constant hum under your day, like a soundtrack you've never asked for. Like you didn't ask for this hum. Living with anxiety can mean waking up already bracing for something you can't name. Like, for an example, you wake up and you're already dreading your day because you just know something bad is about to happen. It can mean overthinking every word you said. It could mean every look someone has given you, every moment that didn't go right. You wake up and you wonder, is that going to happen again today? So you have fear of starting your day. It's the racing thoughts that won't slow down. The tightness in your chest that shows up out of nowhere. The feeling that something is wrong even when everything around you looks perfectly fine. And the hardest part, most people won't see it. They'll see your smile, your routine, your strength. They won't see the mental gymnastics happening behind the scenes that you go through on a daily basis. But here's the truth. Living with anxiety doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you dramatic. It doesn't make you too much. It makes you human. A human doing the best they can with a mind that sometimes runs faster than life itself. Depression isn't always this dramatic collapse people imagine. Most of the time it's quieter. It slips into your routine. into your mornings, into your space between your thoughts. Depression can look like getting up, getting dressed, going to work, while feeling like you're moving through cement, like you're not getting anywhere. It can look like you're laughing at a joke while on the inside something feels heavy and distant. It can look like doing everything right on the outside while fighting a storm that no one sees in the inside. Daily life with depression isn't just sadness, it's exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. It's losing interest in things you used to love. It's feeling disconnected from the world around you, even when you're surrounded by people. And the hardest part, people won't even notice. They see your smile, they see your routine. They don't see the effort it takes you to show up. They don't see the moments when you try to hold yourself together long enough to make it through the day. But here's the truth. Living with depression doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you broken. And it doesn't make you a burden. It makes you someone carrying something heavy, and yet you still find ways to move throughout the world. Now let's talk about self-acceptance. It sounds simple until you try it. People will tell you to love yourself, to embrace who you are, to be confident, but they never talk about the part where you have to face the pieces of yourself you spent so many years to avoid. The mistakes you've made, the insecurities, the scars you don't show anyone. Self-acceptance isn't a pretty moment in front of a mirror. It's a journey through the parts of your story that still make your voice shake. It's learning to stop apologizing for existing. It's realizing you don't have to earn the right to take up space. And here's the truth. Accepting yourself doesn't mean you think you're perfect. It means you're done punishing yourself for being human. It means you're allowed to grow without hating who you used to be. It means you can acknowledge your flaws without letting them define who you are. It means you can look at your reflection and see a whole person, not a list of failures, not a collection of labels, and not a problem to be fixed. Because it takes strength to look at yourself honestly. It takes courage to show up as you are. And it takes heart to believe you're worthy of compassion, especially from yourself. If you're listening now and you're struggling to accept the person you see in the mirror, breathe. You don't have to love every single part of you every single day. You just have to stop fighting who you are. Now let's talk about shame. Let's talk about shame. Shame is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It hides in the corners of your mind, replaying moments you wish you could erase. Shame tells you that you're the mistake, not that you made one, but that you're the problem, that you're unworthy, that you're unlovable, and somehow less than. And the cruel thing about shame is how quietly it grows. One comment, one memory, one moment where you felt exposed or misunderstood. Before you know it, shame becomes a story you tell yourself about who you are. But here's the truth. Shame survives in silence, and it feeds on secrecy. It grows when you hide. Healing from shame isn't about pretending the past never happened. It's about refusing to let it define you. It's about speaking your truth to someone you trust, letting the light hit the places you've kept in the dark. It's about realizing your worth isn't up for debate, not by others and not by the voice in your own head. Healing from shame is messy, it's uncomfortable, it's emotional, but it's also powerful. Because every time you choose honesty over hiding, compassion over criticism, and connection over isolation, shame loses its grip. On The Real, Raw, and Uncut, we talk about shame because too many people carry it alone and you don't have to. If you're listening right now and you feel that familiar heaviness in your chest, breathe. You're not your past. You're not your worst moment. You're not the story the shame has been telling you. Now let's talk about trauma. Now, trauma changes you. Not always in ways people can see, but in ways you feel every day. It can shake your sense of safety, your trust in others, even your trust in yourself. And people love to say, just move on, as if healing is just a switch you can flip. But healing after trauma isn't quick. Healing after trauma is learning to breathe again when your body still remembers the moments that took your breath away. Rebuilding your sense of safety in a world that didn't feel safe. It's learning to live without constantly bracing for impact. Healing is the small victories no one notices. The day you feel a little lighter, the moment you let someone in, and the time you need to speak your truth instead of swallowing it. And here's the truth. Healing doesn't erase what happened. It helps you reclaim the parts of yourself that were buried under the weight of it. It helps you to remember that you're more than what you survived. On The Real, Raw, and Uncut, we honor the courage it takes to heal through trauma. We encourage to feel again, the courage to trust again, the courage to believe that your story doesn't end with what hurt you. If you're listening right now and you're somewhere in that healing process, take a deep breath. You're not alone. You deserve support from people you can trust as you move forward, slowly, gently, and at your own time. We have to learn to find our voice. There comes a point in life where staying silent hurts more than speaking up. A moment when the weight of everything you've swallowed, every fear, every doubt, every time you told yourself, just let it go, becomes too heavy to carry. Finding your voice isn't about being loud. It's about being honest. And it's about choosing the truth over comfort, even if it makes your hand shake. For some people, finding their voice means finally saying, I'm struggling. For others, it means setting boundaries that they were never allowed to have. And sometimes it's simply saying no more. Your voice is a part of you that refuses to disappear. The part that knows you deserve to be heard, even if you were taught to stay quiet. The part that rises up when you're tired of being misunderstood, overlooked, or dismissed. And here's the truth. Your voice doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. It doesn't have to be polished to be real. It doesn't have to sound like anyone else's to matter. On The Real, Raw, and Uncut, we honor the courage it takes to speak the truth, to stop shrinking, to stop apologizing, and to stop editing yourself to make other people comfortable. If you're listening right now and you feel that quiet pull inside of you The one that says, I have something to say, trust it. Your voice isn't too much. Your story isn't too heavy. And your truth isn't too late. This is the Real, Raw, and Uncut. And this is what finding your voice looks like. Until next time. Bye. Hey guys, this is De'Erica coming at you from the Real, Raw, and Uncut. Make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, The Real, Raw, and Uncut. And go ahead and follow my page on Facebook. You do not want to miss this content that I have coming up. Feel free to comment, to like, to share. This is The Real, Raw, and the Uncut.
Whatever she do, they bite. I like take it down and then I get up out of them like a thief in the night. Pink slip game, we still got scratches. Swiping no swipe, we took that. Niggas ain't getting no take it back. 700K in my book bag. Mrs. Trench said her, whatever she do, they bite. I like take it down and then I get up.